Hey designers, let's create this poster in Adobe Illustrator. Let's get started. First, take the rectangle tool and create a rectangle the size of the canvas. Go to Windows and find Gradient or press Ctrl plus F9 on your keyboard. Click here to apply the gradient. Now, double-click on the white color to change it. Select the color of your choice. Double-click again to change the other color. I'm going to choose a darker shade of blue. Now let's make the blue a bit lighter. To make the gradient radial, click here. Let's adjust it a little bit to make it subtle. Close the gradient panel. We're going to lock this rectangle so it doesn't interfere later. Go to Object, Lock, and select or press Ctrl plus 2 on your keyboard. Now, the first thing we're going to do is write the text. First, write the text and highlight it. Increase the size of the text. Adjust the size of the text if needed. Let's align this text on the artboard. Next, let's color this text white. Double-click here and choose white. After that, let's continue with the text RU on the next line. Right, looking for a plot? If you want to center align this paragraph, go to Paragraph and select Align Center. To decrease the spacing between the text, go to Corrector. Here, you can adjust the spacing. Align this text on the artboard. Next, the word plot needs to stand out, right? So, highlight the word plot and give it a yellow color. Double-click here and choose yellow. In the next line, write "Call us now" to add more emphasis. Next, highlight the RU text and decrease its size. Now, we will create a magnifying glass. Take the ellipse tool and draw a circle. We want to give it a white stroke only, so click the swap icon. The fill color will be given to the stroke, and there will be no fill. Increase the weight of the stroke and adjust the size of the circle. Then take the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle for the handle of the magnifying glass. Make another thinner rectangle for the lower part of the handle. Select both rectangles and use the Shape Builder tool to merge them into one shape. Now, use the Color Picker tool to give it a gray color. Rotate the handle and position it below the circle. Now, to bring the circle to the front, you can right-click it and select Bring to Front, but the shortcut key for that is Shift plus Ctrl plus right square bracket. Next, select both the circle and the handle, and group them by pressing Ctrl plus G on your keyboard. Next, we want to add the plot image. Go to File, Place, and select the plot image you have saved. Scale it up and move it to the side. Now, select the circle and duplicate it by pressing Alt and dragging it. First, you need to ungroup it. Then, press Alt, drag it to the desired position. To bring this duplicate circle to the front, use the shortcut key. Move this circle on top of the plot image. After adjusting it, select both the image and the circle, right-click, and select Make Clipping Mask. Now, bring the magnifying glass to the front, and position the clipping mask image appropriately. Now, select all the elements and press Ctrl+G to group them. Adjust their position. Grouping is essential so that everything moves together. Next, take the text tool and write a phone number. Change the text color to white. Move this text up a bit to make space for the website link. Use the text tool again and write www.plot.com. Change its color to white and decrease its size. It's important to place the text correctly, as good design can be marred by poor text placement. Ensure it is aesthetically pleasing. Select both the phone number and the website link, and group them by pressing Ctrl+G. Then, decrease their size slightly. Finally, adjust their position to ensure everything looks well balanced. Okay, now take the pen tool and make a curved shape like this. Give it a stroke, increase the stroke weight, and apply the width profile 1. Increase the stroke width and decrease the opacity. These little elements enhance the poster's creativity. Duplicate the curved shape and place it at the bottom. Decrease its size slightly. Next, we need to place a logo. Since we don't have a logo, we'll create one using the text tool and type logo. Give this text a white color. Now, take the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. Give it a stroke and remove the fill. Increase the stroke width. Zoom in. Then use the anchor point tool to curve the top area of the rectangle. Take the pen tool again and draw a line. Give it a stroke, remove the fill, and increase the stroke width. Decrease the size of the logo text. Duplicate the line and place it at the bottom of the rectangle. Group all these elements and scale them down to the appropriate size. Finally, it's important to position the logo correctly with proper margins. To set margins, use the rulers. Press Ctrl+R on your keyboard to display the rulers. Now, drag from the rulers to create margins. Place one margin on the right side and the other on the left side. These margins help us establish boundaries, ensuring our text and images don't go beyond them. With these margins, we can see that the logo position needs adjustment. Move the logo slightly to the right and downward. Perfect. Now, let's add drop shadows to the magnifying glass. Select it, go to Effect, Stylize, Drop Shadow, and apply the drop shadow effect. Press OK. First, select all the elements on the poster. Group them by pressing Ctrl+G, then lock these elements to avoid any disturbance. Go to Object and select Lock Selection. Alright, let's add some magic. Take the pen tool and randomly draw lines, following the way I'm drawing them here. There's no technical aspect to this, just let your creativity flow. Keep drawing until you reach the end of the artboard. Close the shape. Give it a color. I'll choose a light gray. Now, take the rectangle tool and draw smaller rectangles randomly across the shape. There's no need to be precise. Just have fun with it. Once you're done with the rectangles, select all of them. Press Ctrl+G to group them, and then decrease the opacity to 32%. Next, let's unlock all the elements. Go to Object and select Unlock All. Now, we need to move these buildings we've just created backward. Right-click on them, go to Arrange, and select Send Backward. This will position them behind the other elements on the poster. Now, let's duplicate this building. Press Alt on your keyboard and make a duplicate of it. Move the duplicate downward a bit and let's flip it horizontally. Right-click on the duplicate, go to Transform, select Reflect, and click OK. Adjust the size of the duplicate so that the bottom points match. And there you have it, your poster is complete. It looks creative and simple. For more tutorials like this, please comment on this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Ace Designs.